I'm going to show you a new credit glitch that gets 2.5 million credits per hour, so you may be familiar with this chest. If you see my previous credit glitch videos, there's this chest under ship services in New Atlantis that has 72,000 credits. All you gotta do is get out of bounds to get it, but the previous ways were kind of slow. I made them as fast as possible, but a new way has been discovered, and I have found a way to make it much more consistent than everyone else so that you can actually do it and then hopefully get up to 2.5 million credits per hour using it. But not only that, you'll be able to buy and build chips for free while doing this. The first thing you're gonna do is go to Alpha Centauri. You're gonna need to go to Jemison so that you can go to the commercial district of New Atlantis. From here, you'll see UC distribution off in the distance right there. Go over to it. You're gonna wanna trade with the vendor here. You're gonna wanna go to their weapons and you're gonna wanna buy a rescue axe. They pretty much always have these in stock. If they don't, then wait for 24 hours in a chair and then buy one. Now you're gonna open the map and go to the New Atlantis section of New Atlantis, which will spit you out right here. Now, if you want to get any free ships or modify your ship, go up to this guy, buy ships, spend all your credits, buy anything you want because you're just going to get it back. So what you're going to do is you're going to go run down here. Now you're going to zoom out all the way to maximum third person like this. Zoom out as far as you possibly can. Now, there have been a ton of videos showing people how to do this, and none of the ones I've seen have done anything consistent. I found a way to make this very consistent. I was able to get it like 1 out of 5 times or something, which is a lot. That's very, very consistent, and that's enough for you to be able to farm like crazy. So there's some kind of glitch in this game when you're in third person, where if you have that rescue axe, and you hold block, which is right click on mouse and keyboard. I don't know what it is on controller, maybe right trigger, I'm not sure. It'll make you block, okay? If you jump and move in a direction and block, it will make you teleport. So if you jump and hold forward and block, it'll do this weird teleport thing like this. You can also do it sideways, but you can't do it backwards, okay? But that won't make you go through this wall. We're trying to get through this wall. So if you just jump and go like this, you're not gonna go through the wall. And I've seen a ton of videos on how to do sprinting and whatever, and people have no idea what the hell's actually happening here. And while I would like to be able to tell you that I for sure know what's happening, I do have some hypotheses. So the number one hypothesis here is that when you do this, go forward and block, there's a certain distance the game wants to take you when you do this. And if you can get that distance to be right around the exact distance to the wall, then it'll spawn you forward right on the seam of the wall, which will then pop you out the other side. If you do it too close, it'll just run you into the wall and won't push you to the other side. And if you do it too far, then you're just going to come up short like this and you're not going to touch the wall. So the main thing here is we want to be the exact distance of that jump or that dash, glitch dash. We want to be that exact distance from the wall when we hit the ground. And there's actually a pretty consistent way to do that. So the easiest way to do that, and I think it'll work on any part of the wall or any wall in this game, honestly. I haven't tested on everything, but I know it'll work here, but I'm pretty sure it'll work anywhere. So we go over here on the left side. I think you probably do on the right side too. And the left side just has less people come walk in front of it is the main reason I go on the left side. And you're going to go look right around here. You're going to see a seam on the ground. If you look really closely, there's a seam on the textures right there. You're going to stand on the right of that, just like over to here. And the reason I want to stand here is it makes it less likely to zoom your camera in when trying to do this, which is very disorienting when you're trying to go fast. Now, the big thing here is what we want to jump and then go forward and dash. But what we want to do is we want our left foot to land on that seam that my crosshair's at right now. And if you can get it to where your foot lands, your left foot lands on that seam while moving forward, then your odds of getting through the wall go through the roof. So if I can get it right, that was too far. So then I'd back up and right there, like that. So if you can get it like that, where you can consistently get your left foot to just land right on the edge of that seam, that's going to be your best bet for getting through this wall. And if you can get that down and get it consistent, then you'll be able to get through the wall way more often than the other methods and just be able to do it for the first time if you haven't been able to do it. So like that. And I'm already through. And I have, on average, I would say I get it about 1 out of 5 times or so doing it like that. And then obviously once you get through, if you've never done this before, never been down here, you just got to get up on this ledge and you go over here and you open this chest, or you just take from this chest, and it has all the credits that the vendor currently has. Now, something very important to keep in mind here before you just go, okay, I got it, go do it. Every time before you even do this glitch, I wouldn't even want to save underground here. Every time you just come into New Atlantis, you're going to make a new save because there's a small chance that doing this glitch will make the vendor disappear and never come back. His chest will be here, and it'll refresh, and you can keep stealing credits, but you'll never be able to buy ship parts or ships from this guy ever again. If you don't want that to happen, just every time you come to New Atlantis, look to your right, see if he's there. If he is, then just save your game, and then do the glitch, and then next time you come in, save the game, and look to the right, and see if he's there. So that's how to do that, and then also there's a way to refresh these credits. So if you sleep 24 hours after stealing this box will not refresh. Instead, what you need to do is you need to go to a planet that has really slow time. You need to pass 600 hours all at once, which I was, like, I think, the first person to discover the exact time. So we're going to go to Sol, and we're going to go to Venus. Venus is one of the easiest, closest ones. Now, you can make an outpost, which will be even faster, or if you're not super rushed for time, you just land with your ship and then sleep inside of your ship. If you do want to make an outpost, you're going to need Planetary Habitation 3 under the Science tab. Either way, get to somewhere on Venus and sit down or lay down in a sleeping bag, which is even faster if you do sleeping, because the sleeping animation is a little bit faster. And then all you need to do is wait 6 hours, 600 hours of universal time. I was like the first one to figure this part of it out, that you only need exactly 6 hours. After 600 hours of universal time in one single sitting, then it'll refresh the shop. If you don't do it in one sitting, it won't do anything. You can sleep 500 universal hours as many times as you want, and that shop will never come back. So, I mean, that credits will never come back. So you gotta do that exact amount. And then you're gonna go back to the map like we did in all the other credit farms, and then we're gonna go back to Alpha Centauri, go back to Jemison, and then just go, at this point we don't need the commercial district, we just go straight back to New Atlantis. So when we come in, like I said, we look to the right, he's there, so we save the game then, because we don't want to lose him. And then we'll run back into position, and we'll do the same thing. And I actually did a 10-minute stopwatch on this, and I was able to get I was able to steal from that chest 6 times in 10 minutes, which is about 2.6 million credits per hour. So again, pull out the axe, stand somewhere around here. Practice makes it better the practice is for your movement and getting used to, like, movement sloppy in third person, so the real thing you're practicing is just your movement. But if your goal is just to get your left foot on that seam while moving forward, once you get good at that, that makes you good at the glitch. So you have like a definitive goal here of what it is you're actually trying to practice, and then the rest just falls into place. So just practice getting your left foot on that seam, and eventually you'll be able to just get in doing that. Like that. So I was able to lay my left foot just on the start of the seam, and I was able to just go right through. I could go steal the chest now. It's refreshed again. Or if you just want to practice, you just keep on jumping back up through the floor, and then just get back to practicing the seam. Let's see if I can get it one more time in one straight recording, because that would be obviously really cool to see it happen so frequently, which is about how frequently it actually happens. So we're just trying to land that left foot on the seam, ideally like the front half of our foot on the seam, without people interfering with us. So I've seen a lot of videos of people doing this, and I don't know that I agree with any of the other methods that I saw. But I was playing around with it and found out the foot on the seam was probably the most consistent thing you're going to get. There we go. And we're through. So that's way faster than the other way. Foot on seam, and then you can just get through. And like I said, at least you have a goal. It's like, if you don't know how to get through, then don't worry about getting through. Just worry about getting your foot to go through that seam. And if you can get your foot to go through that seam, then you're good, and you can get the chest. So I really think it just comes down to getting your distance exactly right. If you can get that distance exactly right, then you just go through. You just want to have it so the distance of the glitch dash is the exact same distance as how far you have until you hit the wall. And then you're able to just slip right through like that. So hopefully that helps you out, guys. If you've seen those videos and you can't get it, or if you haven't seen it all, now you know. But just do it like that. Just aim for the seam, and then go grab the chest, and then wait on Venus for 600 universal time hours, and then repeat. And if you do it fast enough like that, then you can easily get 2.5 to 2.6 million credits every hour in Starfield.